The Honorable Judge Stephanie Boyd presiding.
Court is calling 2024 CR 0663, State of Texas versus Juan Jose Flores. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state? Defense?
Cornelius Cox for the defendant.
And are you Mr. Flores?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have you received all the discovery in this case and did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you're charged with the offense of continuous violence against family? That's a third-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to a jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 5 years in the prison. State recommends community supervision. They're taking in consideration 2024 CR 0664. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. There's to be no contact with. Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to be designated as primary custodial parent? Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes.
Defense, is that the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea? Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Outside the agreement, the state is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 5 years. Did you understand that is a recommendation from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, ma'am.
Then to the offenses charge, how do you plead? Guilty, not
No
guilty,
contest.
or no
No
contest?
contest.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports? But most importantly, there will be no live testimony. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
It's asked the court to follow a plea agreement.
All right, and I'm sorry, state, were you in contact with the complainant on this?
Yes, Your Honor, we did contact her. She is aware.
All right. So, Mr. Flores, why are you putting your hands on someone in anger?
I was in a relationship with her for almost 20 years. And
That doesn't excuse it.
I was really out of character at the moment.
Well, I mean, you were out of character for days because there's just more than one day. Here's the thing. If you think somebody is cheating on you, you have 1 or 2 options. 1, you tolerate it. 2, you forgive them, or 3, you leave. Those are your options. Your options are not, oh, I see a coworker calling you and I think you're cheating, so therefore I'm going to hit you. That's not the way relationships work. How old are you?
I'm going to be 40 next week.
No excuses. You're 40. You have the area code on your throat for some reason. You know, San Antonio has a second area code as well. I think it's 830.
Yeah, they have.
So where are you going to put that?
I'm going to have to get a cover up.
Well, are you going to cover up the 210 with 830? Or are you going
No.
to do sort of like a fade in and fade out?
Something different.
You have a 210 on your throat and you're wearing a Chicago Bulls sweatshirt.
I took the bus this morning. It was cold. So this is the only thing I had.
Oh, okay, I thought you would have pulled on a Spurs jersey or something.
They won last night.
All right. Are you employed?
Yes, ma'am. I'm going to be working with my brother.
Doing what?
Landscaping, picking up the trash and the freeways and all that.
Oh, okay. Well, the freeways do need cleaning up,
Yes.
but don't touch the Easter grass. Because people from who are not from the South, they don't understand about the Easter grass. All right. Well, do you have any children?
Yes, I do.
How many?
7.
What are their ages?
From 16 to 4.
All right. So you're just skipping the ages. Do you know their birth dates?
It's so many of them. I can't remember.
See, maybe people should stop having children when you can't remember their birthdays. So you are going to get them birthday presents, right?
Yes, I will do.
So do you have boys or girls?
4 boys and 3 girls.
All right. How old are the girls in age range?
16, 15 to 14.
All right.
And then an 8-year-old boy, 7, 6, and 4.
Let me just tell you what ends up happening with family violence cases. Children learn about relationships based upon what they see. That's how children learn to talk. If you see a child who's young and they're using profanity, it means profanity is in their household. So I want you to think about this for a moment. The fact that you hit her, you have girls, right? So what if they're in some kind of relationship and the person they're with think they're cheating? Maybe they are, maybe they're not. And he decides he wants to put his hands on them in anger. How would you feel about that? Yeah. Mm-hmm. So you need to start thinking about what you're teaching your children and what kind of relationship you want your girls to have. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. This is what the court is going to do. Court is going to sentence you to 5 years in prison, suspended and probated for 5 years. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. There's to be no contact with. That relationship is over. You are not to call her. You're not to write her. You're not to send her flowers saying, I'm sorry. Please remember the old times. You understand?
I'm done.
He's through, Judge.
Yeah, I'm through with that.
All right. Proof of employment within 30 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. The BIPP course. Regular reporting by Zoom or in person. Regular random UAs. 300 hours of community service restitution. I'm going to require parenting classes. Once he completes the parenting classes, the community service hours will be deemed satisfied. Gang evaluation. Field visits. 1 time per month for 3 months. Are you a gang member?
No, ma'am.
So you just putting 210 on your neck for no reason whatsoever.
Like 15 years ago, yes.
You were 15?
So
15 years
16,
ago.
yeah. 15
Oh,
years ago.
15 years ago. Oh, okay. We're going to do the MRT for him because he needs to start making better decisions. I mean, I don't understand just getting a 210.
Wasn't thinking.
That was 13 years ago.
Yes.
He's,
Okay. MRT. Let's see. Is there anything else probation? All right. Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
No, ma'am.
All right. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendants' Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement. Because I followed your plea bargain agreement and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction and an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. We can go off the record. In this court, communication is key. In order to be successful on probation, you need to make sure that you're in touch with your probation officer. If you feel as though they're not addressing some issue you have, you can always come back to the court. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And keep your hands to yourself.
I know that. Yeah, I will, ma'am, from now on.
All right.
Believe me.
And are you currently in a relationship?
No, I'm not looking for no relationship right
All right. Before you even think about getting a relationship, Khadija, what you need to do? Get an orchid. All right. They're selling them now, all at Walmart, HEB, everywhere. Get one. And when you get it, the flowers are in bloom. It looks all pretty. You bring it back. And once those flowers fall off, if you can get it to rebloom again, you too may be ready for a relationship. And the reason why I say that, orchids take patience. Like you get that little tag where they tell you what to do and they say put 2 ice cubes in it. When you do your research, you're not supposed to put ice cubes in it. Then they like indirect sunlight, but then you may get one that says, who told you I liked indirect sunlight? And it doesn't bloom again. So if you do that, you will have learned patience.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
Adriana. Here it is. 2022 CR 11796, State of Texas versus Pete Castillo. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state? Defense? Are you Pete Castillo?
Yes, Your Honor.
Going to show you what's entitled motion to revoke community supervision and second amended motion to revoke community supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you the same Pete Castillo who was placed on community supervision in 2022 CR 11796 for the offense of burglary of a building with intent to commit theft on February 3rd, 2023 for a term of 2 years? Is that you?
Yes, Your Honor.
State?
Friday, Commission number 1, on or about the 18th day of September 2023, in Ventura County, Texas. The defendant, Pete Castillo, committed offense of forgery, violation, position number 1.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
I will waive the remaining violated conditions.
Any objections?
No objection, Your Honor.
Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 1, the court could find it true, grant the motion, sentence you up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $2,000 fine?
I do, Your Honor.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 1?
I do, Your Honor.
Court will find violation of condition number 1 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
There is, Your Honor. And you need to revoke the individual off his probation, to sentence him to a reform sentence of 15 months in the state jail facility. And the state is taking into consideration cause number CN 114880, which is a forgery that he pled to.
All right. Are you asking the court to follow that agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you waiving your right to appeal?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court then will grant the motion, sentence you to 15 months in the state jail facility, give you credit for any time served. There's a $2,000 fine. Time and money will not run concurrent. There should be no contact with Advance Auto Parts. Going to show you what's entitled trial court certification of defendants' rights to appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
I did, Your Honor.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
I do, Your Honor.
All right, we can go off the record. Stop stealing. Stop taking what doesn't belong to you. Otherwise, you're going to find yourself in and out of somebody's prison and in and out of somebody's jail. A worst case scenario, somebody stumbles upon you while you're breaking and trying to steal things that they worked hard for. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. All right, and who is on Johnny Joe Webb? Come forward. Come forward.
Little people are in my way.
Okay. And is he pleading on both of these cases?
We've already pled, Your Honor. This is the sentencing.
Ah, okay, thank you.
You need a PSI?
No, I have the PSI.
Okay. Yes.
All right, court is calling 2023 CR 9819 and 2023 CR 0549, State of Texas versus Johnny Joe Webb. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Hank Wilkins for the state.
Matt Stolhansky from Mr. Webb.
All right, Mr. Webb, you entered a plea in the cause number ending in 19 to count one of guilty, and you entered a plea in the cause number ending in 49 of guilty. And each cause number, the court found there was sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court found you guilty. And the cause number ending in 49, the state is silent on your application. They're asking that your punishment be assessed at 6 years. And in cause number ending in 19, the state is silent on your application, and they're asking that your punishment be at 6 years. Have both parties had a chance to review the PSI report?
Yes, sir. Yes, Your Honor.
Any objections to the PSI report?
No, ma'am.
All right, any witnesses defense?
No, ma'am.
All right, then the court will hear argument.
Your Honor, if you look at the PSI, you can see he has quite an extensive criminal history, but he's never got any drug treatment, and he's been using since he was a preteen. He was been using alcohol, drugs, things like that. He's been in the precision recovery for quite a while. The PSI suggested that if he gets probation, that DDF would be a good place to put him. He's got some mental issues as well. We're asking that you give him probation, and like we've sent him to jail several times. That hadn't helped. We need drug help.
All right,
Oh, and he apologized for not being here yesterday, but
Okay.
he's here today as promised.
all right. Mr. Webb,
Yes, ma'am.
I am reviewing the PSI report, and there's a lot of criminal history here.
Mhm.
But you have a theft, possession cases. And then this case is fraudulent possession of identifying information 50 or more.
Yes, ma'am.
And then as a part of this plea bargain agreement, the state took several cause numbers into consideration.
Yes, ma'am.
I just don't think you're a good candidate for probation. I will ask for the therapeutic community for you, but I'm not going to grant you probation. And cause number 2023 CR 9819. The court has previously stated is finding you guilty. Court will sentence you to 5 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served. There's a $1,500 fine. Time and money will run concurrent. Take in consideration NITMAG number 734693. 2023 CR 9820. 2023 CR 0220. And with regards to restitution, probation, were there any complainants that reached out with the restitution amount? I'm looking, I don't see it. It says to be determined. For each complainant, I have to be determined.
Yes, but I don't see that. I only have one return letter, and I don't have anything else stated.
All right, so. Just one moment. There'll be restitution, if any, to the following. And this is to run concurrent with 2023 CR 0549, showing you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendants' Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney, and I'll recommend the therapeutic community. And cause number 2023 CR 0549. Court is finding you guilty. The court will sentence you to 5 years in the prison. Give you credit for any time served. This will run concurrent with 2023 CR 2023 CR 98. There's a $1,500 fine. Time and money will run concurrent. Take in consideration night mag number, and there's to be restitution to SAPD for drug testing. And the court will request the therapeutic community. Going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendants' Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you.
Your Honor.
Yes.
Mr. Webb had requested he be allowed to turn himself in at a later date.
All right,
I was taking my grandma.
This is a TIC on the mission, please.
okay. All right, that'll be denied.
Sure. Can you speak?
Yes.
I take care of my 87-year-old grandma, and we were thinking that I was gonna get probation because of our DDRF, and so I haven't been able to find anybody to take care of her, or help me take care of her, so I just need, like a week to get it situated, and I'll turn myself in. I don't have a problem doing that.
All right, I'm sorry, that'll be denied.
Yes, ma'am.
I'll get Cheryl until I go get my coffee.
Okay.
All right, are the parties here?